Hey, good morning, social media. How are you? I want to welcome everybody that's tuning in with X or Facebook or YouTube. Welcome. Glad to have you here. I absolutely appreciate it. Hey, we're doing pretty good in the old Road to Wealth account. We're almost halfway to doubling our money. So maybe by the end of the month, it'll be that way. And if everything continues the way we're headed, we'll have it doubled in 4 months. And then we can double that. Stay tuned, okay? Hey, look, one of my favorite all time, absolute 100% best chart strategies is the rounded bottom breakout. Okay. We're going to look at some charts today with the rounded bottom breakout. But if you'll check the social media out, I posted a chart there and a link where you can download the complete rounded bottom breakout course. It's 147 bucks. It also includes 1 month free 100% complete membership with Hit and Run Candlesticks. So if you're interested in that, you'd like to learn a whole lot more about that rounded bottom breakout. That's a chart pattern right there, the whole setup, the rules with it and everything. I'll make sure you know it inside and out. So it's great. All right. All right, let's turn the trading room on and let's get started. Hey, good morning, everybody. How are you? How's everybody doing? Happy Friday to you. For those that may be taking off for the holiday and I don't get to talk with you or see you, I wish you all happy holidays coming up and safe travels, okay? Number one rule, safe travels. I expect everybody to be right back here come Monday morning. Well, not Monday, I guess. You might be still traveling Monday. So pretty much a week from now, okay? But safe travels either way. Okay, let's talk about the market. Number one rule with the market is always take care of your positions first when the market opens up, all right? There's actually a lot of number one rules, aren't there? There really is. They're all number one. What we want to do when we're trading the market, if you're trading long, you want to look for price to be leading the T line or setting up to break out of the T line, maybe. And you want the T line to be leading the trend indicator. And it's nice to have the trend indicator to lead another faster moving average. In this case, you can see we're above the 50 period moving average right here. This linear regression line actually is the linear. I had some people ask me about this last night after close. It's the linear regression line of the 25 period moving average. So really, we're leading that as well. So there is nothing wrong with taking that, what we see right there, and move that into, maybe a monthly chart. I'm sorry, weekly chart. You can see price is leading the T line leading the trend indicator, and trend indicator leading our linear regression, right? You can do the same thing on a 60-minute. Let me get rid of that real time. That kind of whacks everything out. There we go. You can do the same thing on a faster time frame. Price leads the T line leads a trend indicator. You can see that we're actually above that 50 period moving average. We're actually above the linear regression 25 period moving average as well. So by putting all that in order, I think that's about 90% of your trade. The rest of it is really kind of between your ears, a little bit of management and understanding price action through candlesticks. Okay. If you're looking for something bearish, when the market starts to turn bearish, by golly, we're going to be looking at that. But it's just the opposite. Just the opposite is what we want to do there. Okay. So let's go back to the daily chart. We can take a quick look at the diamonds. Diamonds are rocking. Whoops. Let's turn that real time back on. There we go. I like real time in the morning. I turn it off after the market opens up. It's still real time. It's just different. So if we take a look at the diamonds here, they're doing great, aren't they? I mean, if you're into J-hook continuation type chart patterns, isn't that what we're doing here? All we need to do is successfully do that breakout, and then we'll see some higher highs, right? So it's all about that breakout of that little speed bump up there. The Qs, the Qs are doing great till it's not. I can punch all kinds of holes in the Qs, but let's not use the Qs as a punching bag until we need to. I do think a little caution needs to be had. I do think that. And ultimately, the Qs need to get over this 508.35. It needs to take out the bottom of that black candle there. And I would really like it to be above that black candle into that 512.20 area. And that would just scare the heebie-jeebies out of some of those sellers out there. And they just might run for the hills. And that's going to cause a little covering. And that might cause the market just to rally up a little bit. So any way you look at the market now, I don't see how you can not look at the market but being bullish at the moment. Of course, by the end of the day, that could change. Keep in mind with the holiday coming up, Thanksgiving and all, the market could start to slow down a little bit and dry up. Wall Street wants to go on holiday too. They're thinking about it just like you. You may have gone out and buy your turkey, your ham, whatever you're going to do. A 6-pack, a fifth, whatever you're going to do. Well, you can bet Wall Street's doing the same thing, okay? So at some point, we're probably going to start drying up a little bit. And then the trading is just going to get really, really, really boring. So, all righty. What did I miss here? Oh, we better look at IWM. Then we're going to look at some charts right away. So IWM is still cooking. We've got 1, 2, 3. We can call it 4 days up. We might be in for a little bit of rest coming. So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. We could move up a little higher and then rest. But let's not be surprised when rest comes. Nap time, nap time. So we'll watch for that. All right, let's talk about some charts this morning. And I want to talk about the rounded bottom breakout. It is one of my absolute favorite chart patterns, chart strategies to trade. In a nutshell, the strategy is basically a chart that's beat up, oversold, down, ugly, bad, undervalued, and then it starts to put in a bottom, and then we move over the 50-period moving average. And the main target or the finishing target would be the 200-period moving average, and everything in there is tradable. Everything in there. We're going to use things like, to enter, like the world famous 3-8 trap or the pullback below the highest high in the past 5 days, PBO setup. We're still going to use price action. We're still going to use support and resistance. We're still going to use stops. We're still going to profit into strength to meet our road to wealth goals. We're going to do things like that. But it all starts with this chart pattern right here. And how? I want to talk about how, because I was in how. I've now closed how out to protect, because road to wealth rules, profit into strength to meet your goals, to double your account. It's real simple. So what I'm going to do is simply now wait, because this is still a rounded bottom breakout. So I'm simply going to wait till it sets up again to a better time to buy it. Timing. I want the timing to be a little bit better, and I want it to fit my entry mechanism. So we're going to need a day or two of consolidation. We're going to need the T-line to catch up. And then, if it doesn't consolidate and it rips to the upside, okay, fine. That's all right too. No worries. We've made our money on it. I'm perfectly happy. And there'll be others, such as NOV. There it is. NOV Inc. here. Take a look at that one. Look at that rounded bottom breakout setting up. And you can see that right here. You've got this down move, right? And then you can see we're starting to turn up. And here we pop down and we gap up. And then you can see how we're just sideways, right? Well, there's your rounded bottom breakout. Rounded bottom breakout. The two main targets I'm going to look at is the dotted deuce, that dotted line right there. And we're going to look at the 200-period moving average. Of course, there's price action, speed bumps along the way, but those are the two main ones that I look at for that rounded bottom breakout. And this chart is set up right now. So it's one I've got on my watch list, keeping an eye on it. SLB, try this again. SLB is another one. Look at that. SLB. If you look at that, the bigger picture, you can see how just in a downtrend. And then we rally up. And by the way, this is a rounded bottom breakout, tagged the dotted deuce, and then pulled back, and then it broke below where it lost its rounded bottom breakout credentials. Well, here we are back again. Here we are now testing that dotted deuce. It's looking for a crack to get through, to get up there to that 200 period moving average. So I absolutely have my eyes on this one. We've got a nice little 3-8 trap setting up here. Trend indicator is green, price above the T-line, T-line above the trend indicator. Everything's working. Again, the rounded bottom breakout is truly one of my favorite. It is extremely visual. It's very easy to see. It's very easy to spot. And if you've got Live Trading Alert Scanner, it's very, very easy to scan for. So just absolutely wonderful. Let's take a look at B-Fly. B-Fly. So staying with the rounded bottom breakout, oh, that's not. Or is it? You can do this on a weekly. There's your weekly chart. Look at that. Rounded bottom breakout on the weekly. Target up here is going to be about that 200 period moving average. Like I said, the RBB setup is extremely actionable. It has built-in targets, so you don't even have to think about it. If you're using the 3-8 trap for an entry, you've got a built-in stop, or at least a warning sign that will thump you in the head and say, "Hey, you better think about getting out of it." It's just one of the easiest and extremely profitable setups to trade. So right now, I look at this with a $5 target, go back to the daily, and there you go. There's your target. We'll run into that 200 period moving average on the weekly. And always there may be price action, speed bumps or resistance along that way. So you have to keep an eye on that. CHGG. Look at CHGG. This just might be setting up for a daily rounded bottom breakout. $1.79, $1.80 is the price, the current chart. This thing starts to catch a little wind here, a little air right there to notice the price action speed bump coming up, target. We're talking 25%. Look, that's the kind of money that really changes your account right there. Absolutely changes it. DXCM. This is one I've been talking about a lot in the room. I like this. I like this chart here. I've been kind of waiting for that reason to buy it, that alert. And maybe today's the day. I don't know. We'll see. But right now, let's adjust those, because when you put your target areas up, if you put a horizontal line, they move because these are moving averages and they move as well. So sometimes you have to adjust those. But right now, we're looking at 15% to the dotted deuce and then 34% up to the 200. Don't be afraid to take profits along the way to fill your goals. For me, it would be double my account. I don't know what your end goal is for trading. So, but this one is worth the watch list right here. And we'll look at one more, and then I'm going to take a look at yours. Take a look at DPST. And, again, staying with the rounded bottom breakout theme today. Well, that's not a rounded bottom breakout, is it? Unless you go to a weekly chart. And there's your weekly. Look at that. Rounded bottom breakout. Boom, 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 boom. Right up the trend indicator, right up the T-line, nailing the dotted deuce. That's where we usually see a little bit of rest, or it's definitely a speed bump. And it's opportunity to take a breath. It's an opportunity to take profits. It's an opportunity because it might be an entry if it hangs there for a couple of days or even pulls back. It pulls back to a more of a palatable entry, I guess. And then the target is up here at the 200 period moving average. Now, I'm not saying we're always 100% going to get to that target, but from here to here, that's some pretty good money. We go back to that daily because that's where I'm going to trade. Well, there's the target. Now, everybody here knows that if, not every stock, let me make that a little bit bigger. There we go. Not every stock is going to make it up there. We all know that. And along the way, there might be little places where we have pullbacks. I'll guarantee it. 9 out of 10 charts like this with this much space in here, you're going to have some pullback. To go from 148 to 250, you're going to have some pullback. So watch for those pullbacks, trade your trade, use your rules. All righty. Anyway, thanks for listening to me on that. I appreciate it. I love the rounded bottom breakout. I'm passionate, very, very passionate about it. And it saved my bacon years ago. I mean, it really, really did. So, hey, Rickster, your ARK, I have it on my list. I just decided, it's top of the hour. I'm going to give you guys a chance, so I didn't mention it. But ARKK, you're absolutely right. Look at that weekly RBB. Absolutely. And then you've got Twillo up there. Twillo. Look at that weekly on Twillo. So how would we trade that? Well, let's go look at the daily because that's where I'm going to trade it, if I'm going to trade it. So right now, we have a nice little J-hook breakout. For me, that looks like a buy based on the daily right there. All right. Now, let's go to the weekly. You can see that thing has run up a little bit parabolic, but it doesn't matter. I'm still going to trade the daily chart. That doesn't matter. So I'll trade the daily chart. If it starts to pull back, there's a good chance it runs back. I'm going to say toward, not necessarily to the dotted deuce up here, down here. And then for a target, I'm going to go up here and just use the 200 period moving average. Now, there's a lot of space in there. So you're going to have to look to the left. You're going to have to look for any price action, speed bumps, resistance, anything in there. You're going to have to do that as well. Back to the daily now. See how that trade might work out? Just keep trading it. And as long as our rules stay intact, price holds a T-line, T-line holds a trend indicator. What happens? Let's do this. What happens if this price breaks the T-line? Well, watch for it to come back up. What if it breaks the trend indicator? Well, watch for it to come back up. It's still a bullish chart, just having that pullback. So anyway, yeah, I agree with those. I do. Hey, YouTube here has got a couple of questions. Let's take a look at ELF. Rounded bottom breakout. Yeah, that's setting out. Here we go. Up we go. Down we go. So it's a matter of I'm looking for a reason not to buy it. It looks pretty darn good. Look at that bottom we've put in here. Rallied up, pulled back, holding up well. Targets seem right. Seem very right. Yeah, look at that. Look how the dotted deuce, if you go over here to the left and look how it coincides with that. August low there. That's one of the beauties of that line right there. And then, you're going to have to get over, those highs, of course. So, but right now that looks like a buy. I think I would like to see it maybe over those highs right in there. But even if it was bought in here, just keep your risk, relatively low. So put your stop in there. Tyler, INTC, the untrustworthy chart. Just needs some follow through. Yeah, it needs some follow through, and it needs guts. Not Intel. You need guts. I need guts. Everybody needs guts to buy it. Intel is not. It's what I would call. It's not very trustworthy. And Intel's had a rough road. And how do I know the road is not smoothed out a little bit? Intel is like, if it's like a road, for those that have ever driven in Alaska, you know that the roads are the worst in the world. And man, this thing's got potholes all over it. So, but you're right. What it needs is buyers. It's a rounded bottom breakout. It's actually a very nice one, by the way. I love it. I'm a little bit nervous on Intel, but overall, it's, I think, a terrific chart. So our target would be the dotted deuce. Our target would be the 200 period moving average. And of course, watch for the price action, any price action in the middle. For instance, I'm going to come over here. See that candle right there? I'm going to put a target in here as well. So as we start to move up, I very well may pull profit, if I'm in it, may very well pull profits off to add to my road to wealth bucket, which is getting bigger and bigger and bigger to that point of doubling. So I'm pretty, and anyway, I just be careful of Intel, okay? But I love the chart. The company is a grandfather in the whole industry. It just needs to get back on the road again, I guess. Okay. But other than that, I love it. Let's see. Hello, stalking. There we go, Barry. Stalking BTU. Yeah, boy. Look at that. Let's put a line right here. Look at that. Breakout inside day. I don't know. If you ask me, it's a buy, today. Let's see what happens here. There's only one thing that I want to caution on, and that is right there. We need to get over those two highs. But what a terrific buy box, buy area, and just manage the chart through there. Thank you, Barry. Nice chart. I'm going to flag that one. Much appreciated. Hello, Amanda. Good morning. I'm looking at BMY. I'm glad you are. I've got something to say about it. BMY, as I'm looking for my rounded bottom breakout examples this morning, I'm pulling them off the scanner, pre-market. BMY is a weekly rounded bottom breakout. And look how we came up to the 50 period moving average. We danced around, we broke out. Look at the beautiful trade there, right? We're flirting with that dotted deuce right now. There's the 200 period moving average. Let's go back to the weekly. Be a little careful, okay? Now, I think that's still a target. So what are we looking for? 6.5%. I'm not saying it can't break through there. I'm not saying that at all. There's a lot of charts that break out of that 200 period moving average. What I am saying, though, is as price approaches, I just want you to know that that's the 200 on the weekly, and you just might want to be a little cautious, maybe peel some off the table, or close it out maybe. But your trade, just know that that's the 200 on the weekly. Thank you for asking about that one. Appreciate it. And you're looking at PL. Whoops, PL. There we go. PYPL. I need to move this up kind of out of my way a little bit. And there we go. PYPL. That is a fabulous looking chart, if you ask me. I think we're in buy territory. I think everything's working. You've got a nice downtrend here that it needs to break out of, which will be very visual. So if it starts to break out of this, whoa, what happened to all my tools? Doggone it. There we go. If it happens to break out, that would signify a buy. And of course, it can be bought right through there. But right there would show you the buyers are interested if they can close it up there. And then what that will do is likely lead to some higher numbers. Nice little J-hook continuation pattern. That's a great looking chart, Amanda. Hello, Joe. Good morning. Happy Friday. Lower price gold stock with RBB. It's not an RBB on the daily. It's not on the weekly. So looking if you had the time frame. No, that's not an RBB setup right there. And right here, we're up. We need to pull back and test. I'm going to say that that's going to be what we need to break out of, but I would sure watch for a pullback and then break through, or just a little rest right in here, maybe right there. But overall, I mean, the chart looks like it's trying to turn up. That's for sure. IBM. Let's see. IBM looks like it's targeting the gap fill. I would agree with you, JW, 100%. There's the gap fill right there. Also, we've got a very nice, do it this way, bullish W pattern. There's the left side of the W, the center of the W, the right side of the W moving up. Very nice double bottom there. We've broken out, and that thing's got a lot of bullish activity to it. So I love that chart. Nice. Let's make sure we flag that. Thank you very much. Sorry, Nethers, in the room when the market opens up, give me a few minutes after the market. If you'll ask me, I'll explain the dotted deuce there. Right now, I'm under a time crunch. And in fact, I'm running out of time right now, okay? Because this is live on YouTube, X, and Facebook. But please ask me in the room. I'm more than happy to tell you about it, okay? I've got two here I'm going to look at, and then we have to be done. UPWK, Upwork. Upwork is setting up to move higher. Yeah, look at that nice little pop, move, run, leg, whatever you want to call it. Here we're pulling back right to the trendicator. We put in a little bottom, and now we're starting to move up. Let's flag that one. I like that. Let's look at the weekly here. Look at that weekly rounded bottom breakout, folks. That's birdie. Boom. We broke out of that dotted deuce right there. Watch for that consolidation. This one here gets a 2-star thumbs up for watching. I think we need to keep an eye on that one there, Mike. Thank you very much for bringing it to the table here. Look how we're playing around with price action resistance, speed bump. Let it catch its breath, and we're rocking. Yeah, that's a nice chart, isn't it, Rickster? Okay, you had one more, or Nancy had one. And then I've got to go, folks. LAC, let's go back to that daily. LAC, by the way, this is a nice rounded bottom breakout in the past. Look at all this right here. Rounded bottom breakout started here and went to right there. And by the way, this here started an almost rounded bottom breakout, but it never confirmed. It never confirmed, but that started it. No confirmation. We sunk back down, got our act together, and boom, there we go. Rounded bottom breakout, a gorgeous example of a rounded bottom breakout. Now here we are on top of the 200 period moving average. Ultimately, where are we going to put that line? Just make it kind of pretty, I guess. Ultimately, we're going to need to get through that downtrend line right there. I think I'm going to do it like that. We're going to need to get through that downtrend line and then watch those tops right there. But LAC, I think, has a very nice future here. You can see that daily chart, the cup being built, and we're putting in that handle right now, okay? And if we do take a look at that weekly chart, you can see how it's close to a rounded bottom breakout. Very, very close. Not quite, but close. All right, folks, I've got to run. We'll see everybody at the bottom of the hour when the market opens up in about 16, 17 minutes. And good luck trading today. We'll see everyone, all right? Take care.